Okay, so I'm going to go over with you guys how to use the Handy Art Reference Tool, which is an app, both for the iOS devices, for Google Play, and you can get it on Windows or for the Mac. So that's super helpful. Here's where you can get it from the handyarttool.com. It both has the hands as well as faces, so I'm going to go in and grab my Handy tool. This is starting out, made with Unity. So I'm going to go into the head section, and I'm going to use, for this example, the female planer. You get all different options for heads. What I'm going to show you guys right now is how you can move the camera to get your 3/4 or your frontal view, really kind of get the angle that you're looking for. And this is, again, just for reference. So now I'm going to get into the camera zoom and the field of view, which doesn't actually change really the field of view. It's more of a zoom tool, so I pretty much stay away from that personally. But this is what I really enjoy working with this. You can edit these lights. So I'm going to take this main edit light and I'm going to move this around. You can see that it's going to allow me to get a different amount of light. I always feel like I can drag this around, but it is this that you're dragging. This is kind of a backlight right now, so that is light 1, which I toggled on. If I go to light 2, it's showing me that this is light 2. So I'm going to drag this around to show that that is where I can get like this backlit blue light. I like to go back to this 1 because I'd like for this one to be more intense and kind of around. This turns it on and off in a different location, but it does look like you can move it to different lighting spaces in this way. So next I'm going to go to 3 and see if I can move it. This is more in front and this is more on the side. So I'm getting a more dramatic effect with my lighting now, starting to get some of the darks on the one side. I would highly encourage you guys to get the darks on one side, probably not all the way to dark. And we can also run a rim light on this when we get into either Photoshop or Illustrator or Flash or Animate or whatever it is that we're using. This tool right here will allow you to have this drop shadow. I highly recommend for you to have the drop shadow component on there. This is turning on and off light 3. There we go. Now I'm able to rotate and drag this light around. And that's what I was missing before, so I needed to click on this to actually move the lighting. It is this main light that I'd like to get in a different location. So this light right here, I believe, is number 1. So now I'd like to play with it coming from up above, from the side. So if it's coming from right now the left, and this other blue light is my rim light, I'm able to get a really interesting point. So I'd like to now mess with this light with the rotation. So I need to go to 3 and play with this light in a different way. Feels like I'm not actually altering or changing this. So I'll go to color set and see if I can even see it. So this light, if I turn it, oh, it was off before. So that's why I was not able to see it. So I'm going to click here, and now I can see some alterations. So if I go to color and adjust it, I can make it dark to light, so you can really see the effect of how much dimming you want on it. So this light right now, I want this to be a secondary light. I'm going to move this to, I'll try this side. I'm going to have to get this one that's on the left brighter. So I'm going to dim this one a little bit, get back with the rotation of this, and kind of play with that. still not getting what I want to do with the lighting. This is number 1. So I'm going to go to color, make sure that my intensity on this one is where I really want it, super intense yellow, orangish light, sunshine. I'm getting some shadows here, which is good, but I want to get a little bit more shadow in on that. So I'm going to click on light 3, see if I can get the tone map. Nope. So now light 2, I'm going to get the rotation going on light 2. This is actually my really want to get into there. So I'm going to go back as a way to slightly, and back again to rotate the character. Try to get a little bit more of that darkness. So this is a way that I can work and get some reference. You can see that I've got a main light source and a dark side of the character and a rim light going. You can even make it more subtle once we get into painting or imaging. So I'm going to click save. What you do then is you can say the name of the pose. So I'm going to call this one 3/4, 3, doesn't give you many letters that you can use, so I'm just going to use like that. So 3/4, 3-point. It essentially takes kind of a screenshot of that, and then if you go back, you can, if I'm on the phone, I can go kind of scroll through, but I think it has to go back and then go to save poses. Here's my 3/4, 3-point, and here's my 3/4 planar female, so I'm going to click to that. This was my 3/4 planar female, and this one is my 3/4 light. So they're kind of similar lighting. I can then alter like this one and make it a lot more dramatic. So I'm going to try something else by editing these lights. I'm going to go to light 1, and we're going to go for something that has a look like that. And now I'm going to go to light 2. That's my rim light, so I'm going to go to light 3 and up this. But I want to rotate where that is. So that's getting more shadow on one side, and that could be an interesting thing. So I will go back, I'll save it, and I'll call this one Drama 1, and say OK. Cool. And then back. So you're getting a sense of what you can do. Now we can go into the lighting studio and play with the lights in this setup, and that's one of the things that we'll be doing as we work with our characters in the future. There's also hands. So I'll go to the male hand and just show you some of the options there. There's your punch. You can really get at different things. The hands actually are a little bit more realistic. You can also work with the female hand, and you'll see that this one is just going to be more slender. These are all references. They're not coming from actual people, so we really, if you want to exaggerate them, you're going to have to take them a little bit further in what we do. Hands, feet, save poses. I think it's pretty fantastic, so good luck with it, and look forward to seeing what you guys create. Okay, bye.